How did you get to 65K on LinkedIn? 18-19 में you were in college. Then from college to agency, dropout, startup, then another agency.
College as Indians see as what as an ROI, right? कि I give this much, I get this much. That's how my parents saw it. Seat पर बैठकर उसको waste कर रहे हो. I remember this line very crisply. Okay, think of the most white person name, look, so that it sounds like the company is from Norway or California. I've always wanted to build a family business. I am a big proponent of family businesses and lineages. मैं थोड़ा पुराने ख्यालात से आता हूँ वहाँ से. My father is extremely involved.
Should a person drop out who's talented enough?
If you have the ability to sleep anywhere, right, then you'll be fine. You just have that, realize that what's the worst that can happen? You'll be homeless. Self-belief is a thing, no?
Acha Vyom,
Yes, sir.
LinkedIn, you have 65,000 followers.
Yeah.
I don't know exact 65,500 something, but it just got hacked.
Yeah.
So what was the story and how did you get it back?
Dude, first thing I did was I panicked because, see, I don't use LinkedIn for myself. My team has passwords to my LinkedIn and they operated to hire people through my LinkedIn, right? We just bought LinkedIn का recruiters का subscription. पता नहीं कितने का था, probably 30-40 हज़ार का उन्होंने लिया.
30-40 हज़ार का
Yeah,
LinkedIn
yeah.
सब्सक्रिप्शन.
Yeah,
मेरे
लोगों-
3,000 का सब्सक्रिप्शन है LinkedIn प्रीमियम.
मुझे नहीं पता कौन subscription लिया, but
30,000.
there's a recruiter, there's a recruiter
Yeah,
lite.
yeah.
They took the recruiter lite, the recruiter main
Got
वाला.
it.
And they took that and फिर 3 दिन बाद account hack हो गया because then it turns out that my girlfriend was playing with some APIs thing, right? She was trying to build a LinkedIn scraper. उसने मेरे LinkedIn की cookies डाल दी.
Got it.
That was one thing. There's a massive chance it might have happened because of that. Because all I know is that कि somewhere around 2 a.m. on the morning, 2 a.m. I woke up through notification. I'm like क्या हुआ? देखा login request from Bangladesh. I'm like कोई team member ने डाला होगा, कोई बात नहीं. Then I slept. I didn't see Bangladesh. I just thought किसने डाला होगा. Then I slept back. Woke up, I was logged out from everywhere. I'm like, bro.
So did they post anything? Did like after hacking, did they post like a scam post?
नहीं, nothing.
Which
कुछ
so
भी नहीं.
did they change your password after logging in?
Nothing. They changed everything in the sense they took the email, they put a different email and they put a
Exactly.
different password.
So
Right?
how did you get it back? So मेरा Twitter account 2 years ago, I had a Twitter account 2,000 followers. I got a notification कि someone logged in from किसी यूरोप की country से. फिर 2 minutes later I got a notification your password has been changed. 2 minutes later I got a notification your recovery email has changed. So when I went to Twitter I said कि my recovery email is this. It sent it to the original, like the guy who changed it. So how did you recover once they change your password and email?
Dude, you just have to send an email to LinkedIn. Automated response comes. They will ask you to scan your PAN. Apparently there's a company that focuses on just helping companies achieve that, right? I was checking them out. तो PAN scan करवाया phone से, live phone से, शक्ल ऐसे दिखाई. Then for 2 days I just forgot about it. कि my LinkedIn is hacked. I just forgot about it. And my team asked what to do. I'm like, कुछ नहीं, नया account बनाएंगे अगर 2-3 दिन में नहीं आया. उससे starting
New
से
account
करेंगे.
after 65,000.
That is fine, dude. That is fine. And I just randomly tried to log in one night and it worked. I'm like, wow.
ठीक है. So just on LinkedIn, we'll
Yeah.
get into more of your story. But how did you get to 65K on LinkedIn?
Dude, I've been using LinkedIn for a very long time. Like at least 4-5 years. So I think a good 17,000 of that is just connections. People who I've connected with, people who know me, people that I know personally, or on an acquaintance level. And Baki is just, I think, followers. But I never really looked at LinkedIn as a way to get more followers. It was always like.
And how was the
reach.
journey? Like 10,000, 20,000, or was it a big jump beach में एकदम
Yeah, yeah. Most of these followers are from a single year, 2021.
से? 2021.
Yeah, 50,000 of those are from that time. Then for 15,000, I've not been very active. I don't post a lot. So, yeah.
So 18-19 में, we'll get to your story now. 18-19 में you were in college.
Yeah.
Then from college to agency, dropout, startup, then another agency. So what is the story? I know you have shared a lot already, but from you, from the horse's mouth, what is the story of agency, startup, then your current agency?
I just like money, dude. I like money a lot. I sleep thinking about money, I wake up thinking about money. It's not because money is great. I just see it as a vehicle of growth in life. So I've always been that way. Like since I was 16, I knew I had to run an agency. I knew that my heart lies in the service business. But I started originally by doing internships. I was 17 years old. I started doing internships in ML and AI. This is back in 2019, 2020. Wow. And my board exams got postponed. I was like, fuck, what do I do? I was in 12th grade. So I was like, what do I do? Like, probably just apply to more internships and like, yeah, let's go. Then for a year, I was doing 3 internships altogether, like simultaneously. And I was spending 4 to 5 hours on each internship. One internship was into marketing with a growth company, with some company in growth phase. Another internship was as a community manager somewhere. Another internship was as a machine learning engineer.
What is paid or?
Everything paid. So I was making 50,000 rupees per month when I was, I think, 18 or something. And through internship, it was kind of funny. Like, people were paying me to fuck up. I'm like, that's great, dude. Like, they're paying me to learn. Nothing better than that. I just cracked that idea when I was, like, just starting out. College opened. They were like, you know what, guys? You got to come now. COVID is over.
Which college did you go to?
Ramanujan College, Delhi University. Sure. I was like, I will go at least 2 days a week. I did not.
So from first semester itself, like, or after they reopened?
See, first 2 semesters were in COVID. Due to COVID, 2020.
You were free to do internships?
Yeah. They did not know about it. Like, why would I go and ask them, hey, guess what? Can I make money? No, the college's literal role is to help me make money. Why would it say or do anything otherwise, right? Colleges, Indians see as what as an ROI, right? Ki I give this much, I get this much. Right. And that's how my parents saw it. They were like, 90,000, 30,000 rupees per year fees you have. Of course, they'll give you better ROI. The ROI that college was planning to give me was invest 90,000 for 3 years. Don't do any jobs, don't do anything. And then in your 4th year of being with us, you will enter a job. That job would give you 3 lakhs a year. So technically, we are giving you a 200%, 300% ROI on your investment. Sure, that's a shitty ROI, dude. That's a very shitty ROI in terms of the effort put in, the time put in. So, first year, second year started across.
What was the transition from intern to agency founder?
Dude, it was just the idea that someone asked me and told me that, hey, if you can help me hire this person, I'll pay you 10,000 rupees. Sure. So that's it. I was just following the money. I'm like, where is a higher ticket? I'll go there. Then I started with an HR agency. I built a community of 6,000, 7,000 folks on Discord. It's probably still there. Of people in crypto and tech. And I asked companies to hire from them. Companies hired. Yeah, I was making up to 60,000 rupees per hire.
Wow.
And that was their 8% of their CTC because companies were not paying a lot from people that they hired through us. Initially, it started as an idea that, okay, come here, we'll give you internships that pay more than 15,000 rupees. That's how I also grew my LinkedIn because I went and told internships should pay at least 10,000 rupees a month.
Yeah.
So I was charging companies 10,000 rupees for giving them an intern that takes 10,000 rupees. So I didn't take any cuts from people. I was always very clear about it. Only take cuts from companies, not from the people. And I ran it like that for, I think, 8 months. Then it was too much for me to handle. I had 8 team members. I was like, I don't want to do this.
How much were you making? So you're, just to inform the audience, you're super transparent with all your money. What
sure, dude. Let's go.
So, like, we have seen it in your content. So, how much money were you making? This is at 19, I think. And team of 8. HR agency, how much money were you making in a month?
Dude, by just placing like between 4 to 10 people, up to 10 people, with different tickets ranging from that. People used to pay us like 4 to 8% of the CTC. 4 to 8% depends from company to company based on how you negotiate with them.
Sometimes they pay a month of the salary of
that's standard. That's industry standard, but not everyone accepts it. Yeah, that's too much money, they say. Yeah, it is too much money. You shouldn't pay that money. So yeah, somewhere like that was my whole logic. Like I was making between 2 to 4 lakhs a month at 19. What reason do I have in order for me to go and take the college ka degree and make that money in a year? I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Then my hitting point was when I was making north of 1 lakh a month. I was like, dude, this is stupid. Anyone can do this.
So how did it get too much? What happened?
I was a 19-year-old who wanted to do a lot of things. I still am that person. I wanted to do much things. I have too little time. So this is around the time that Luna crashed. When I was like, nahi chalega ye, this is too much.
Because your industry
Because my industry was like
crypto.
literally crippling. Like it was like collapsing on its own. People thought that stable coins were good. Luna had a stable coin. It flopped. We were like, fuck. Like everything just felt like it's coming down. And I was like,
Did you
this is too
invest in
much.
crypto yourself that time?
No,
Did you
never.
have money?
Never.
You still haven't invested in crypto. Not even a little bit of Bitcoin.
Dude, all my money is in FDs because I am not a good person to ask when it comes to investment advice. I'm like, just save it. Right? Because I feel like it's too little money for me to reap investments out of.
Why FDs and not mutual funds or stocks or anything else?
Because I don't want to think about it. It's least of my concerns. The amount of money I'm making right now is too little for me to give a shit about it. Like it's fine, if I'm making zero money, I'm also cool with it. I don't care. Because in the long run, if I'm able to scale fast enough, hard enough, then I will feel like, oh, whatever we used to make in a year, we are making in a month. Nothing crazy about it. It's how it's supposed to grow.
Your goal right now with money is to make the most active income. You don't want to reinvest and make money from there.
See, there is a very interesting thing that I think Harish posted. Harish, the founder of Blue Learn, I think now he started something else as well. So Harish ne LinkedIn post dala tha that, you know, if you want to make get the best investment out of your investment, right? Just have a big enough principal, right? So that's how I also think. I think at least 1 crore to 5 crores is like a good principal amount to start from.
Yeah.
Uske baad definitely sure get a money manager, get someone to look at it. Still don't look at it. It's not that important.
Did you ever have temptation of putting it in crypto? Like अभी mostly crypto में people see कि मैं 20,000 डालूंगा मेरा 3-4 लाख हो जाएगा 10x 100x return की expectation होती है. Did you ever, because you were in that industry at the peak of the industry, did you ever have that temptation? Why not?
Because if I'm in an industry, does not mean that I am married to that industry. I could have interest in one industry, but have interest in another as well. And not be really, like I'm not married to content writer, even though it looks like I'm not. My eyesight is always key, okay, where is there a gap to create something that returns value to other companies or other individuals, right? So I was not into crypto at all. I was not looking at it.
Your motivation is money, right?
My motivation is building something big enough.
Ultimately, use that money to do something big.
Yeah.
But money is the way to get there.
Yeah.
And crypto is one of the shortcuts. Now, 1 out of 100 people only make it, 99 people fail. But crypto is a shortcut and people have made money. People have made life-changing money by investing 5 lakh, getting it in crores. How did you resist that temptation?
Dude,
you want to go the hard way, you don't want to take
myself.
shortcuts.
I don't want to go the hard way, don't get me wrong. That's not my thing. But I'll correct myself when I say that money is the only thing. It's like, I don't want to be one of those people who look like Papa ka paisa hai, ya fir who look like ki matlab easy way se they made it. Like they don't have a reputation. I can be not that popular and still have a good reputation as a person. So I come from a very traditional family, so I have those values as a person. That's why quick money just feels like a gimmick. I don't want to make quick money today. I want to make quick money every day for the next 100 years, right? And that is why people would respect me, that this guy's done something, this guy's built something. That's what really, actually, truly motivates me.
So what was the transition? HR agency, you wanted to do more things. Then you went into a startup. When did you drop out of college?
So, dropping out of college was fun. I was basically, again, like running that HR agency. I was in my classroom with my best friend Ansh, right? I'm better with this, I'd make them piche last seat pe. Always been a backbencher throughout my life. And I just sat there and I was typing emails. अब टीचर है सामने, मेरा हमेशा था कि मैं साइड पे करके ना नोट्स लिख रहा हूँ दिखा दूंगा. This time she's like, she didn't even come. She's like, Vyom, after this class, talk to me. I've never seen her scream. This is the first time I've seen her scream. I'm like, fuck, man. This is bad. I go outside. Ansh is like, bro, just tell her the truth. She'll be very supportive. Now, I went to the professor and she's like, तुम सीट पर बैठकर उसको वेस्ट कर रहे हो. I remember this line very crisply. I was like, okay. And she's like, अगर तुम्हें काम करना है या कोई इंटर्नशिप करनी है तो तुम मेरी क्लास में मत आना. और अगर आओगे भी ना तो काम को मत लाना साथ में. And the thing is me कि sure I will be on the most romantic date with my girlfriend and I will still want to check my phone. And I will still want to check email क्या आया है, क्या हो रहा है वहाँ पे. I just like to be informed as a person. I'm like, ये तो नहीं हो पाएगा. I didn't say it to her face, but I was running an HR agency. I was making the equivalent of my parents' salaries combined. And I was not paying any bills. I have no costs, nothing. I'm just chilling, I'm sitting, I'm like... And this is a professor. Now this professor was an HR professor. So I took it personally. I'm like, how can a person who lacks so much life experience in terms of real business etiquette lecture me about what is right and what is wrong for my career? I respect that she's a professor, that she has years of experience, but you're a nobody when you tell me, and this is where I get arrogant, you're a nobody to tell me what I can or should not do for my career. And she gave a lot of career advice during that time. She was like, oh, you should not do internships, this is detrimental, you will not get a job. She had a whole, she went. From that day onwards, she told me I don't come to class. I didn't go to class. Not just hers, I just stopped going to all classes altogether. I'm a very introverted person. I'm extremely introverted. I don't like hanging out with people. I don't like not even a single person. I just like being alone a lot. And that's been my journey, right? So college was the opposite of that. College was like, this girl is hot, that guy is hot, who's smooshing who. That was all college was about. It was about, oh my God, whose group are you in? No, I just came out of DPS. I don't want this again. So, yeah, dude, I just stopped going to college.
In a way, that teacher helped you. Like, she actually helped you by giving negative motivation.
Dude, she did one thing which I hate in life, which is inconvenience me. She just inconvenienced me, and that little inconvenience was my trigger. It's like, it's not very major things have to happen in life for me to do something else. I just feel like if it's inconvenience, I'm not doing it.
I think you were like, why am I doing this? Why am I listening to this?
Yeah, this is waste of time. Like, you're sitting on my time. That is not good. Yes, I'm taking your seat. Give it to someone, it's fine. I actually tweeted on Twitter that day and I was like, what's the easiest and the most how can you formally drop out of DU? Till date, there is no solution to that. You can't drop out of Delhi University. You can send emails, you can do whatever.
You're still formally part of
I am still formally part of DU. My CGPA for 4 semesters, going like Saath mein is 2 because I attended no exams, nothing I gave. Like 12th board exams was the last set of exams I gave. And the day my actual college exams had to start, the first day, the first exam, I was in Bangalore.
Wow.
I had landed in Bangalore for some party that some founder had invited me to. This was the first Bangalore startup party I went to. This guy who thought very highly of me for no reason.
Were you making content back
then?
then?
Yeah, I was making content. I had started to post a lot on LinkedIn. I was posting memes. I was posting whatever I wanted, like memes. And I was treating it like Twitter. I'm like, what will stick?
And that time it was not common. Right now it's common.
Yeah, right now this is 2021, dude.
Yeah.
People did not use LinkedIn that much, right?
Tell me about the startup story. You raised funds also for a startup.
So I ran a personal branding agency. My clients included CXOs of public companies. My clients included senior partners at McKinsey. The youngest senior partner in McKinsey's history was a client of mine. He's not dead. His name is Toshan Tamhane. He's still pretty active now. A lot of senior folks in the startup world back in Bangalore, they were part of my clientele. And a lot of folks from the Delhi NCR circle running Lala businesses, like study abroad business, were my clientele. I had a team of 3 people, which included me. And I was making north of 6 to 8 lakhs a month. And I was sitting here, I'm like, and I don't get me wrong, I have huge spending habits. Terrible spending habits in the sense that I spend money on people. Not my family, but people I think I can do business with. So I do the whole charade of going out with them, being like, come on, no, let's go to this restaurant, I'll charge 10,000 rupees for lunch. Just to tell them or to make myself look bigger. That's why I used to do that. Because I'm a 20-year-old kid, who will take me seriously? No one will. I had not a single hair on my face. Like, that's the easiest way. So you spend a lot. Money, jo bhi hota, side pe rakh diya, bacha kucha. The salaries were nothing. 1.5, 2 lakhs max. It was a pure margin business. Then this guy comes named Priyadarshan Banjan. Now, this guy is like, I like your agency. I'm like, please buy it. He's like, sure. He actually buys it.
How much?
That I can't talk about.
You
That I
are
will
very
not.
transparent. Vyom.
Big numbers I will not talk about.
Okay. After?
It was a cash plus equity switch. Okay? We went ahead with the whole thing. I joined and we later converted that cash as well across. I cut it out because I converted that for equity because he was raising funds. So the dream was to build something which was similar to the Berkshire of India. And we raised 1 crore, which was like, that was a startup fund.
Yeah, and this is 2021.
Yeah, we raised money from investors like Arun Mukherjee. He's a big two-wheeler with 170K, big equities investors, day trader. And then we also raised money. The round was led by Zahir Khan, who is like this legendary cricketer, bowler. I'm sure millennials know about it. Gen Z doesn't know about them. Zahir sir, Zach is amazing, absolutely fantastic person. Then we started to invest in startups. ठीक है, पैसा उठा लिए. अब invest तो करा, but the thing is कि यार तुम 5 से 25 लाख में तुम कितना startup का equity खरीदोगे? 0.5% मिलेगा तुमको, 0.1% मिलेगा. What is that number? You go to a big, small D2C brand, you try to buy them. 25% में you'll get like let's say 30 to 40% की तरफ से मिल जाएगा तुमको. अगर छोटा brand है, बड़ा brand है तो तुम्हें 8 से 9% मिलेगा, बहुत बड़ी बात है. His idea was that we will invest in, like, the thesis kept on changing that we had as a venture studio. We were a venture studio. We had an agency that used to service the companies that we used to invest in. Right? That was the whole play. Very similar to something that Spring Marketing Capital does at scale. Right? We did that. It did not work out purely because I used to be terrible at running the agency service business. I was learning. I was not very familiar with a lot of things that I am today. So, वही था, मतलब, took some time. We made a lot of senior hires. At peak, we had a team of, I think, 33 people, right? And we were having fun, the best time of our lives. I was jumping between Gurgaon, Mumbai, Chennai, and Bangalore constantly. I was barely at my home for like a year. And I think that was it, dude. After a year, I just, like, I didn't want to be the guy, because someone had told him, my co-founder, that this guy is a kid, he will not stay for long, trust me. That bet was right.
What's Priyadarshan doing now?
He's running that.
Okay, are you still in touch with him?
Yeah, I'm in touch with him. So he basically, he shut down that was the thing. Like, he wanted to shut down the service vertical. I was against it. I wanted to further expand it and figure things out. But I knew that I cannot do it because I lacked the experience. And getting talent would be extremely expensive for us, and we would have to go raise more cash. It's a whole different story altogether. So I was like, "ठीक है." Then you build the media IP. He wanted to build a media IP. He's still doing that. I have an interview scheduled with him probably next week or next to next week as well, where he's interviewing folks who have done shit and are willing to talk personal to personal. Like your story, but extremely niche down, and doesn't care for a big audience, needs a small audience. So he's doing that, and then I just chilled for 3 months after leaving the company in September 2023. Then in December, I started Marty Martin.
Marty Martin.
Yeah.
What's behind the name, and what's the concept of the agency?
See, if a future client is watching it, I am genuinely sorry that you had to hear this. But I was planning to name it Open Dosa. But I was like, hey dude, I don't think Australians would get Open Dosa. Or like these Singaporeans would get it, or these Dubai people would get it. Okay, think of the most white person name so that it sounds like the company is from, Norway or something like that, or Norway or California. 2 white dudes. Their last names, Marty Martin. Yeah. So that was the whole concept. I've always dreamt big, but I also want like very practical ways to get there. And I know I can figure that out. So I always wanted to expand abroad.
So the reason was that you wanted to go beyond India. Have you had external clients yet?
We just onboarded one client recently from Hong Kong.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
What's the concept of the agency?
It's very simple, dude. Like, Instagram is a decent platform for a lot of brands. A lot of brands are built on top of Instagram. Over time, as a brand, as you scale, as you become a bigger company, your CAC starts to shoot up. This is for D2C and more modern age brands who are doing performance marketing. Your CAC will shoot up, right? Your frequency is high enough. So is your CAC, so is your CPM. And as a performance marketer, as a founder, you'll be like just circumcised mentally what's happening. And that is where I feel like Marty Martin can provide a solution where we are able to generate brand awareness, right? Through creating organic content for them. Because people would think, when they see the ad, they'll be like, oh, I remember this tonalities from somewhere. Oh, I remember this logo and this name. Oh, these guys are making those videos. I know this brand, let me buy it. So you need to show the consumer less number of the ads, the performance ads a lot less number of times if they already know you, right? So that, but now kind of like that vertical is set up, that vertical is expanding. Now we're expanding into multiple different things as an agency.
So I've seen like you have made a lot of Instagram brand pages go viral.
Yeah.
How does that work? How does a brand page, and like tell a category which is ridiculous, which you wouldn't expect to go viral, and you made it go viral?
Bikes.
How did that happen?
But it was very simple. We were brought in with a year-long mandate. We pitched against this very big Bangalore agency and we fucking, I don't know how we got the pitch. Bro, it's like 4% team. Are you stupid or what? You're giving us the contract, great. Thank you, Beepcut. Thank you, Madan Kamath. I hope he does not watch this episode. So, Madan sir ke saath pitch kiya tha. We pitched to him. The idea was very simple. We will identify our audience in 3 months. You can do a small pilot. They have already done the pilot with us of 1 month of just testing content pieces. And the pieces were working very nicely when boosted. Like getting 2.3 million views and getting 15 to 30,000 likes, which is a lot for a boosted reel.
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, content is working, guys. So retainer, sure. We'll take the first 3 months to 4 months understanding who the audience is and accordingly figuring out. 5th and 6th month, we want to scale across. They were like, okay, sure. Bro, 4 months had passed, nothing happened. We are sitting, we are like, when are we getting fired? When are we getting fired? Our Spock is telling us, guys, his name is Ravi. Guys, hammer padega. 1 mahine mein. मैं बता रहा हूँ, ठीक है? Let me know कैसे कर सकते? Because whenever we work with a company, we kind of become friends with the POC.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happens, but it always happens. Like we're in the same boat.
Sometimes
Yeah. Our client is chutia. Yeah.
Sometimes it's a love-hate relationship also
Yeah,
with your POC.
But God bless, we've always had great POCs as an agency. So we're like, sure. Then 5th month, we try the most stupidest thing. So all this while we were trying to figure out how do we sell to a tier 2 audience living within a tier 1 city, which was Bangalore and Chennai, which was Beepcut's audience. Beepcut used to sell second-hand bikes, right? We were like, shit, okay. We tried storytelling, did not work. We tried explainers about how bikes say ye hota hai, did not work. We're like, what does this audience want, dude? Then we gave a guy a pataka and we told him review this bike in 15 seconds. We burned the pataka. The guy goes nuts. He's like, fuck. He's like, okay, so this bike has this. He's going. And then someone throws water at the guy, right? And
how many views did that video get?
I think I don't remember the exact number, but we have done videos which have a lot more views than that. So probably that video must have done at least 500,000. Okay, with 50,000 likes on it. 50,000, fuck bro, 10% engagement on a brand page, what the hell? We did that, we were like, sure. And this was all creative strategy, okay? Copy-based, very basic video shot with an iPhone, right? And then we went ahead and we were like, okay, bike reviews are working. Because we later realized that most of these influencer videos that they had done, which had gotten them 25-30,000 followers, right? These influencer videos sold Beepcut as a place that sells bikes. So I think we are credible enough to review bikes. You're like, yeah, let's review bikes. So we reviewed a bike with a pataka. Then there was a video where a guy comes, takes a pataka, fires it up, puts it in the exhaust of a KTM,
wow.
runs it back, he's like aise, and he hides the camera, hides behind another bike, and there's an influencer coming from samne se who's going to review the video. Then the video cuts and it's from the influencer's perspective. Okay guys, today we're gonna do this, piche se dhuan nikal raha hai. It's just smoke is coming out. And then, okay, 30 seconds have passed, okay, 40 seconds have passed, what's gonna happen? And the Spock also told us, like Ravi told us, guys, why isn't the pataka going off? I'm like, that's the point. It does not.
I think like now people have realized it's called the visual hook. Everyone is doing it now. But when you did it, I don't think it was a concept.
Yeah, it was not a thing. It's just that being able to retain the audience for long enough. Apart from that, with the scalable format we found, because as a brand page, you want to have a single format, not 4 different formats.
Yeah.
Brands get this wrong all the time when they get a social media manager and ask the social media manager to create as many formats as possible. Okay, let's post static, let's post carousel, let's post vox pop, let's post explainers. No, dude, just post vox pop, explainers, or one single format for 15 days at least to 30 days to understand what numbers you're getting there, and then do something else to understand what numbers you're getting there, and then decide what to do. It's a data game. We went and we did street interviews. What did we ask? We went on the street and we asked college women, what is the full form of CC?
Even I don't know.
Hear me out. Someone said carbon copy. And then we had a bike, then we had a video in which a bike was going at full speed, and then there was a carbon copy in place of the engine. And that was an entire joke. Like, we kept on asking people definitions of things that bike customers would know that extremely well. But it's pretty not common for other people to not know. I don't know what CC meant until that video. Those videos worked. So, yeah.
So, you talk a lot about Bangalore and why moving to Bangalore was a huge moment in your life.
Yeah.
Why Bangalore, and do you think Marty Martin can exist in any other city, or is something special about Bangalore?
Honestly, guys, bolu to main to Faridabad mein bhi office dal दूं. I don't have any issue putting up an office in Faridabad if need be, but for me, Bangalore is personal. For me, Bangalore is not a practical place for me to be in, to be honest. It is expensive. The talent here is expensive. The traffic reduces the talent's productivity by a far mile. Expensive food means that my talent is going to have, my employees are going to have less disposable income, which means that's a lot more attrition because you'll need to give them hikes with inflation. It's just too much of a shit show to be in. For me, Bangalore is personal because I could have gone to Delhi, but I always was living near Delhi, so it was not like far enough. Because I know Delhi and I know that it's all lala businesses. I could go to Mumbai, but Mumbai is extremely fast. Nepotism. And if you don't have connections, if you're a new person there, no one will give a shit because that's just how Mumbai is. Bangalore, on the other hand, like, it's just such a lovable city. Like, bro, I was sitting across Nikhil Kamath and telling him, okay guys, what if you guys sold t-shirts while we were talking about WTF in some meeting that was happening, right? Who the fuck am I to tell you what? Psych, bro. And I'm sitting and I'm doing that, and that is Bangalore, dude. People like to give other people chances. Mumbai does not do that. Delhi does not do that. Kolkata mein kuch hai nahi karne ko, so Kolkata is kind of out of the equation now. So no other cities left. Chennai is just a rowdy city with a massive, massive barrier of language. So that is why. Like, I was shocked when I came to Bangalore, everybody was speaking in Hindi. I'm like, guys, this is not what I expected. Why? So, yeah, that's why Bangalore.
Gives you access to people and people actually listen to you?
Gives me access to places and doors that I otherwise could not have opened if I was sitting in my bedroom. Because, see, business and friendships are earned in person. You can't run
That's
them
how we
online.
met also through Bangalore only. That's how we have also met through Bangalore.
Yeah, that's how we also met. We were like, we've met at a couple of parties.
Yeah.
I was quite intimidated by you. I'm like, what is this guy? This guy's always wearing Ray-Ban Meta. He's like recording everyone constantly.
So, you must have a lot of 18, 19-year-olds come to you. Should I drop out? What should I do with my life? You must, right?
Yeah, dude, every day.
How do you
Every
answer
day I
that?
have messages and emails of people. Every day I get like at least half a dozen emails of people saying, okay, hire us. Or like, want to join Marty Martin? Want to work with you? Can you mentor me for free? These emails keep piling. See, respectfully, I am not able to mentor my own team. Okay? And I pay these people. So, guys, I don't think I have the mental capacity to actually go and invest time in someone. See, I invest time in people. Like, I have an 18-year-old intern at my team, Riya. Riya is the most prodigious creative writer and creative strategist I have met my entire fucking life. Like, I know this woman is going to go ahead and do crazy shit in life. I just know that because she's an 18-year-old who feels like a 25-year-old and she's good at her job, like extremely good. So, she's like a Swiss knife for me within the team. But see, folks who generally email you have most likely not Googled what they want to do. If they have not Googled what to do, and they have clearly not tried to do something, then if you're going to interact with them, just realize that you're wasting your time. The folks who have emailed you are not very serious people. They are not very smart people, and that is okay. Right? They are also trying to increase the surface area of getting an opportunity. That is okay. Let them be. Right? I don't feel disrespect, but I feel it's a waste of time.
So let's say there's an 18, 19-year-old who's good at what he or she does.
Yeah.
They have a chance to drop out of college to do something which might work out or might not work out.
Yeah.
What do you think is the way to go right now in 2025? Should a person drop out who's talented enough, but maybe it doesn't work out in the future and then they don't have a degree also?
See, if you have the ability to sleep anywhere, right, then you'll be fine. You just have that, realize that what's the worst that can happen? You'll be homeless. You'll have to sleep on a railway platform or like a bench of sorts. That's fine, dude. Right? Just realize that interesting people never sleep hungry. So they will find a job. They will find a place. If they think they can't, then they can't, because self-belief is a thing, no? So
I've seen in general you don't like colleges or you don't like degrees, I would say. What's the, like, you have spoken against IITs, IIMs, etc.
yeah.
Not spoken against them as such, but you
I
don't
very
think,
quickly realized that's a bad idea if you're trying to attract talent from there. Yeah,
but since you say that talent can be from anywhere, why are you trying to attract talent from IITs?
see, my opinion has changed over the years. I used to think that, okay, if I can drop out, if I cannot be in a college, then probably everyone else should also do that. But here's the thing, if you are studying in an IIM or an IIT, you're of a pedigree of folks who have extreme discipline, right? If you have extreme discipline, it's highly likely that you will basically work out in any job. It's like hiring someone from an army college. They are going to be physically fit and very punctual folks, right? But hiring someone from, let's say, VIT, I don't know, dude, what's going to come out of VIT.
Nothing against
It's like
VIT.
yeah, nothing against VIT. It's just that roll that dice, see what happens. Or DU, for example.
I have immense respect for anyone who has gone to IIT or IIM, and I've seen these people actually. There is a difference in the intellect, in the capability, in the discipline, like you said. So I always thought that, especially these premier institutions, like they are actually the cream of India.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that someone else cannot come from outside these colleges also, but you at least have to respect what they have done to achieve to get to these colleges.
See, what's the issue is that going after colleges and hiring from there is very similar to going and saying that, hey, I would like a girlfriend and my girlfriend needs to be white. It's very similar to that. You don't know, like, there are other people that you could give that opportunity to, right? There's always a way to do that. But at the end of the day, hiring has boiled down for all companies to either you train your talent and you grow them, or it's more like it's a throwing dice and you don't know what's going to happen. And you keep throwing dice, you hire fast, you fire fast, right? Companies and people who have like a large bias for tier 1 talent, they will definitely survive, dude. But it's only a matter of time when they end up realizing that they're overpaying. And when that happens, they would have realized, okay, we could have run a more efficient business if we didn't have a bias. So as a business owner, you really can't have any biases. Yeah.
So you talk about hiring a lot, and every other day you're making a hiring post that we are hiring for these positions. What is your hiring process? Why do you need to hire so many people every day? You're putting a hiring post. How much has Marty Martin grown from zero, like one person, to what is it now?
25 people. So I think the reason I keep putting out hiring posts is because I will get 2,000 people. I'll probably choose like 2 from them, right? That's how our hiring process looks like, right? If you ever enter our office, it's not a very great looking building. It feels like a small, left alone penthouse Bangalore type situation, right? It has a nice conference rooms and everything is great. But the best thing about that building is that when you enter, you will not find a single intellectually incapable person or a single person who is not self-aware, right? Like, my teammates are extremely self-aware, extremely accountable, and extremely smart and great at their job. Everyone's a specialist. There is no generalist. And the only generalists that I have in my team are the only people who report to me. Apart from that, all specialists are like, do your thing, dude. Don't fucking bother me. Don't bother me, do your thing. End of story. Right? And these generalists also understand and respect those folks. So that is why our hiring process is that tedious. First we filter, then we go and we give them assignment. We pay for the assignment as well. Okay, hey, if you're going to work on this assignment for 3 days, right, just take the pay of 3 days from us, and that is, if they are okay with it, like, cool. Then they have to work with us in our office for 3 days. Or remotely, depending on the position. And depending on that, the team gives me feedback. Generally, the positions we hire for are not people who directly work with me. It's very rare. Then team comes and gives me feedback. See, if someone is about to get fired, right, I will not decide that. My team comes and tells me, and I'm like, okay, guys, I'll have a word. And the HR goes, speaks to the person. We try to empathize a lot because the people we find are very hard to find, and we empathize a lot, right? There are no office timings. You can come, leave whenever you want to. No one's going to ask you anything, right? Just get your work done, right? And you'll be fine. Like, add updates, communicate, it's done. Take whatever work from homes you want. One work from home is kind of mandated. You have to take 40 paid leaves. It's a very chill culture, very startup culture, and people are great. That is why, like, I think nice team and all.
Generally, agency business is not associated with that. Agency people think long hours, even if you might be doing less work, but you have to stay in office, socialize with people. You have to be connected to the client 24/7. So, like, you talk about work culture a lot. How have you managed in such a business to have a chill work culture?
By having lower margins. I am being okay with it. I am okay with lower margins if my team is happy and my employee attrition is low. I am okay with it.
So you spend more money on people rather than.
And I plan to spend more as well. What will I do with all this money?
What is the current scale of Marty Martin?
See, we have 25 team members. For April, we'll hire probably like 6 to 7 more folks we're adding in April and May. So most likely in June, we'll have to switch offices because the office is too small. We can fill up to 35 people in that office, but we want space, right? So that's a scale. And I personally, within the next 3 to 6 months, 6 months is my deadline, 3 months is as earliest as I can get this. I want to introduce Friday nights with beers for people and alcohol, right, for folks who drink. And I want to introduce, like, profit sharing for everyone in the team.
Wow.
I want to do that because, like, if we are every business is built out of 3 basic things, right? There is hiring, there is operations, and then there is sales, right? And it's true for almost all service businesses, what I realized. So if our hiring process is extremely robust and we have extremely high standards in terms of who we are hiring, not just anyone there, right? We are actually thinking a lot about who we are hiring, right? It will lead to substantial and exponential growth in terms of the money part as well. Now, in order to keep that talent, we have to do things for them. And operations is not a worry. If you hire smart people, they will figure out operations themselves. And those sales is where I can decide what direction to drive the company, right? So all I have to do is keep my folks happy. That's it. It's very simple.
So you started the agency in a pre-GPT, pre-Gen AI area.
Yeah.
In terms of content. Now it's a post-GPT world. Have you seen any, like, your content is very, very human inside, like the Pataka thing you mentioned. Have you noticed anything different when AI came in? Has agency work transformed in any way?
See, all my team members in the creative team have access to Claude's enterprise, Anthropic's enterprise subscription, right? So we spend, I think, 25,000 rupees every month on just AI. And yeah, it's a good deal we got. And the time it takes to get ideas is reduced a lot. Because you can enter an industry as an agency. All you need to have is a good enough LLM subscription, right? You're good to go then. But I don't think that's where the future is. I feel the future is in multi-agent systems. I have not been very vocal about it outside as such. But internally, we have been trying and using multiple platforms to build multi-agent systems that allow us to automate the creative team's work to quite a high degree. That instead of taking, let's say, 10 days to write scripts for a client, do creative strategy, do whole back and forth, I want to bring it down to 2 days. which means I have 8 extra days. So if I have eight extra days, then I can either use them at the benefit of the team so that they are more free to think of and do better things, or they can manage one more client. I am more in favor of the first one, and second one, thoda sa less. And that's how we're using AI right now. Video generation is not good enough yet so far, is what we've seen. Plus, it's not very relevant for brand pages. For personal brands, it's definitely helpful. For brand pages, it's not. And even video generation still lacks one basic thing, which is like, when I'm talking to you, I can control and express myself with my face. AI can't connect words to expressions. That's the issue. No big model has been able to solve it, apart from a few Chinese ones, I think.
Once AI is there, then you'll start incorporating it.
As soon as it comes, I'm going to put it there.
So what I have noticed in agency, there's a structure, there's a client servicing person, and there's a brand strategist, and then there's the creative team. So client tells something to the client servicing person or brand strategist tells it to the videographer or copywriter or photographer, etc. So there's a lost in translation phenomena that's happening there. With AI, I think what will happen, the brand strategist itself will be able to do the work of the videographer or the photographer, and the amount of people will be reduced in an agency by, I would say, 70-80%. Have you seen that happening in any of the projects, or do you see that happening in the future? So what do you think will happen to especially small agencies, small content agencies?
See, we're part of the same circle, and the same circle has been saying this for a while. Be it Aman, be it Vidhu Ravinath of Scroll Stop is like the biggest proponent of saying, we have two years to make money, bro. Then this agency is going down. Everything is going to shut down. I'm like, okay, dude. So all of us are running that race right now to make as much money as we can, leverage as much as we can AI, and then we'll have to switch industries or at least change by a lot, right? In order for us to survive. We can't be that bloated as companies or agencies anymore because content is about to get productized.
Yeah.
The one thing which was no company could productize, right? A lot of people tried, they were not able to. It's finally becoming productized, which means the only things you're left with is companies who offer tools for creating content, right? And people who specialize in using those tools. So, yeah.
One question, you haven't launched a course yet, right? Any courses, and you've talked a lot about courses, and again comes to the 18 or 19-year-old. They get pushed a lot of courses that learn this skill or learn this skill. It's a 999 course, and there are a lot of course producers who might not even have done that thing that they're trying to teach the students. So what are your thoughts on courses? What do you suggest to that 18, 19-year-old? How do they learn a new skill?
See, there's JEE, right? If you have multiple opinions for a single problem, right? It's most likely a problem that is solved differently from person to person. So every course that is out there addresses a problem which does not have a single response or a solution. Which means for you, Himanshu, it's going to be different. For me, Vyom, it's going to be different, right? Then who am I to tell people about, okay, this worked for me, it will work for you? No, not everyone's going to born in, let's say, a tier 1 city, with parents from general category, from upper caste background, and access to private schools, and good nutrition, right? So, and these 18, 19-year-olds are quickly becoming that audience, right? So, I don't want to be a miniature Byju's. I'm good. I want to, and plus at the same time, it's just too much work, dude. Like, I don't want to deal with so many people. I don't want to talk to so many people and show them dreams. Oh my God, you can do this. We're all going to die. Just do your work, I guess. Have fun on the way. So I don't want to do that either. It seems too much work.
So this is why you don't want to do a course.
Yeah, that's why I don't feel like it.
What about, should they take other courses? Do you think these courses have value or not?
Some of them do. Definitely do. Not all of them. The thing is that there is no metric to judge the credibility of a person or influencer who is selling you a course. By the way, which can be a very nice thing. I think someone is all trying to create it. A couple of folks have tried to create it. A product hunt for creators, right? but if there's no way that you can judge the person's credibility, there's no use. You don't know if it's going to work out. It's not just money you're investing, it's time you're investing.
And let's say there's a person who hasn't entered college yet. They have options to go either in engineering or arts or economics, etc. What do you think, when you talk about generalism or specialist, what do you think for right now, what career should one choose for a generalist?
I think people, Indian middle class, okay, so before I talk about that, I think there are three Indias, right? There is the India 3, India 2 and India 1, right? India 1 is the upper class, then there is middle class, and then there is lower class, right? The thing about lower class is that they want to become rich. The rich want to become rich, but the middle class want to stay middle class, right? So all of these folks who are purchasing courses, who are entering colleges, you know, like big private and government colleges are, everyone's kind of aspirational, right? They're kind of scared that they will not have enough money to feed their child in the future, 10 years down the line. So they're pursuing that goal. But the thing is, your lack of exposure and your unidirectionalism is kind of hurting you in the long run, right? So the suggestion is kind of simple only, try out a lot of things and find what you love. If you love something, you're very much likely to work very hard on it. And if you work very hard on it, you're very much likely to become an interesting person in that field. And if you were to become experienced in that field, it's much more likely that you will never really have to worry about money, right? But they don't feel that way. They feel like, oh, we're not good enough. This lack of self-belief in teenagers in India strives from the fact that their parents and their parents' came from absolute hunger. Majority of us, right? Majority, not us, but I would say majority of India does. So that mentality is like, it will take a generation or two for us to reach a point as a country where people do what they love, where, you know, failing is not looked down upon, where it's okay to fail and, you know, it's okay to innovate, right? We're at least 1-2 generations away from that. But yeah, dude, like, just do what you love, I would say.
So I want to talk about starting an agency. You had run one agency before, but what are the kind of, you opened an office also, and there are a lot of costs associated with it. So how did you get the funds to start an agency? How did you register a private limited company? Did you know all of these things before, or did you learn?
I hired people to do that. I know a little bit of everything. I know a little bit of GST compliances. I know a little bit of TDS kyun katta hai. Or the basics of okay, how do I make a balance sheet? I know how to code. Coding aata hai basic mereko. A lot of things are there. But the easiest way for me to run anything at the end, an agency is not, I don't see it as agency. It is a business. Let's say each business has a time it takes. There's a hockey stick journey, right, for every business. So answering your question, like how do I have the funds? Well, because I saved. I saved aggressively at zero costs, right? I only used to spend on other people. I had no expenses of my own. I used to sleep on an air mattress in a 2 BHK, out of which one small square room was mine. So once you have the money, it kind of becomes like, okay, I just have to spend, like there's a saying, there's a quote from Succession. I'm not sure if have you watched the show?
Not yet.
Okay, so if someone who's watched the show, and you'll have to beep some parts of it, but it's like simple business advice that one of the Succession's characters, Logan Roy, gives to his children is that, you know, spend less than you make and you're king cunt, right? So I just have to spend the right amount of cash so that other people I can hire for me can figure other things out for me. Very deliberate, educated, and highly considered, accountable people that have to figure out kaun hai. If I can get good at that, then I don't really have to worry about anything as such.
And these are people you've hired. Have you ever considered a co-founder? Do you have any co-founders?
I don't have any co-founders after my lab because I want Spicy Ventures Private Limited is the name of the company that owns Marty Martin, right? I've always wanted to build a family business. I'm a big proponent of family businesses and lineages. मैं थोड़ा पुराने ख्यालात से आता हूँ वहाँ से. And my father is extremely involved in my company. Like he looks after the finances to quite some high degree. He looks after the compliances of the company. Everything, tax saving, everything is with him. My girlfriend also works with me, right? So that is really how I look at things, and that's why I don't want a co-founder, because I have people I love and trust who work with me, who are kind of helping me achieve my goals, and they respect when I tell them that I wouldn't want to talk to you or I don't have time for you because I'm too focused on my goal. And they give me that space to grow as a person, and alongside they also grow as people, right? Because trust me, I didn't have a great relationship with my father for a long time, but then I connected with him on a professional level, and bouncing
Must
with
be
buddies.
great working with
buddies. It's fun. I can tell him anything. But yeah.
ठीक है Vyom, it was
Yeah.
great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And anyone, what's your final advice to any 18-year-old in India? Should they drop out? Should they leave their city, come to Bangalore? What should they do?
I think the single piece of advice is that don't stay in a mental cage for no reason. Don't be in a mental cage. I know it's very easy for me to say, it's very tough to do. Like, I understand the issue with that, but the more self-aware you become, the more you'll realize how many zanjeers and chains you've tied to yourself for no apparent reason, and you have the keys to it. So the more freer and more liberal you become as a person, the more you adopt that life is life. You can't really control it, but you shall flow with it and figure your way across it, right? Have a little bit more self-belief that maybe I can be a good person, maybe I can be a smart person who does all of this, right? Because I never consider myself smart enough to do anything. But just a little self-belief makes the change, right? So that's all, dude.
All right. Thank you.